Do you think stories are important?
Nah.
Is that what drives you?
I think that's what drives you. You've seen the light. The brain is a storytelling machine. I think I've been really fortunate with the way I've kind of got into this work and the things that I do, and I'm in a position where I can actually help a little bit with some people, so as best as I can I would. And I get out of that just as much as they do, if not more. Because when you're helping people, you're interacting with people, it feels so great to help another person's project to fruition. So if I didn't have that opportunity, I don't think I would be maybe as happy a person. I really enjoyed that and get a lot out of that. So, for example, the day-to-day, the focus is all about happiness and well-being, and even deeper than that, stuff to do with compassion. We've got Kindness Cafe. I'm teaching about kindfulness and meditation, and we've got some playful things like silent disco. So, one of the things is to help people come together who share these values and learn a little bit more about a different way of thinking. Which seems to be what people enjoy and what people like, and something like a weekend after you've had a busy week, you want to connect with something and get engaged in something rather than doing something too passive. So yeah, that's the idea. And every event is very different. We've only done a handful of them, so we'll see what happens today. I think ultimately the purpose of life, I think, is happiness to people. I mean, people talk about money and they understand that, yeah, money is something that's needed to get something else. And sometimes for some people, relationships are really important, or work, or making a difference in the world is really important. But kind of behind that is a sense of well-being and happiness. So to have a place where people can go to explore what happiness is, talk about happiness, just chat to other people and work out, how can we access or explore or share this really core value, this core experience, what was really needed to be a human being, to feel happy. It's about that, and it's about creating a space for that and having a lot of fun, and it makes me feel really happy. So
when do you find yourself being most happy?
I think for me, it's when I'm sharing what I find in my heart is really important, has made a real difference in my life. So for me, things around mindfulness and meditation and compassion practice, if I could have even one person thinking, yes, I think I'm starting to understand this. I can value being in the here and now and in the present moment. I can value caring for myself and caring for others. If that's happening, that feels really great for me. So, and I've been fortunate that's happened a few times in conversations, and it feels fantastic. Yeah.
Nice, and you're the dude. Have you got a rug?
A rug?
Yeah.
I haven't got a rug. Just the t-shirt. And the bowling ball. Life is like a journey. You just need to start the car and just keep moving.
But sometimes it feels like you don't get very far.
Yeah. Sometimes you think you're getting somewhere and you're really hoping and you've put all the petrol in and you're doing everything right, but there's just something feels like there's a real heavy load holding you back. And sometimes you just need to step back and look at the big picture, and then you realise what's going on.
You're going nowhere fast, brother.
Yeah.
See, that's something missing in today's world, things to play with, toys. Like, do we grow up too quick, maybe?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the Googles and other organisations like that kind of realising this and the importance of playfulness to start triggering more creative thinking and innovations. And it's not a coincidence that the way they create the organisations with their slides and their swings and all that fun stuff ends up being one of the most innovative companies in the world. So yeah, definitely. And I think it's only starting. People are at the very, not even 1% of applying these kinds of fun, simple, low-cost activities that can really get you thinking differently. Once we started this Museum of Happiness as a concept, and we had some meetings with people, and one organisation said the problem is people are not going to take it seriously. And if you think about it, the state of being serious is the opposite of being playful, fun, happy. So I can understand the benefits of looking at things in a serious way and reflecting in a serious way, but it's come to a point where it actually causes a lot of problems and difficulties and challenges. So seeing things in a playful way and bringing that in is really important. And to be honest, yeah, you mentioned things like Buddhism and spirituality, and I think it's not clear cut, even like when you do look at the scriptures and things like that. there isn't that much of playfulness and fun emphasised. Being kind of serious and looking at things in a very serious way is usually the first thing that people think about. But for me, I think you can learn so much from children. The fact that they're playful, they're creative, they're loving, they live in the moment, they have a lot of fun, they're not thinking too much about the future, they're not caught up too much in the past. They are, I think, the greatest teachers for us. I think we've got a lot to learn from children and babies, and just looking at them and the way they behave and interact with each other, we can actually draw a lot of wisdom from them. James Light is making a film about your story. In fact, my story today. We're filming each other.
Is that what drives you?
That's what drives you. You've seen the light. Yeah, it does. It's important. I've found also, like, I'm a meditation teacher. I've been doing that. That's been one of my main things for many years. And one of the things that I didn't realise is that putting happiness into the practice is really, really important. If you take it too seriously and you practice it in a solemn way, you can actually, I personally found it took me down perhaps the wrong path. And when I have more of a playful, of a fun, when I smile when I do my practice, it helps me find the peace, but also the happiness, which both together are really, really important thing.
You seem like someone that's always chipper, and yet, obviously, just like any human being, you know, you have times of low reflection.
Definitely.
How do you cope, or how do you, move beyond those sorts of things? How do you manifest more, happiness?
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with being sad. I have the moments when I'm not feeling happy and I give myself permission to be sad and be upset and all these things. I think that's totally fine. And I think true happiness is not about that emotion of, yeah, I'm really happy, or oh no, I'm not happy, I need to do something to make myself feel happy. It's about seeing both of those cycles and being able to step back from that and saying that, look, these emotions, it's got the word motion on it, right? It's always changing, and that's okay. And it's about valuing an acceptance and allowance of that and letting it be, and also learning from it. If you find yourself getting always anxious, always depressed, always angry, then there's something to learn. There's something that you're holding on to, I would say, something that you're caught up on, there's something that you're attached to. And that's what I do myself. I remember a month or two ago there was some situation and it annoyed me and irritated me to a point that I hadn't had that feeling for a while. And I thought, hang on a minute, what am I attached to? And it was some technology thing, and it was just like, I wanted it to work. I wanted it to be always working, and it wasn't. And it was about letting it go and say, actually, sometimes these websites are going to work, and sometimes they're not. Obviously, we definitely know that with technology. So, and then it definitely helps to release that. So, we have these up and down emotions, and I think they are our teachers, something for us to learn from. It's for me anyway.
Nice. You're driving away.
Yes,
I am
exactly.
a passenger.
Yeah. I'm cruising. You've heard about the self-driving cars? This is a self-driving car. It hasn't even got a steering wheel. It's fantastic.
And no parking ticket.
No. Don't know how to actually get out though. Oh, there we go. Freedom! Ah.
Oh, you've arrived.
Yeah, I've arrived. I'm home. I was always home. This is what I look like when I'm confused. Which is most of the day, actually. So you may get used to it. Oh, we're really close. Queen of Boxton, 2 minutes. See, when you do these good kind of actions, like the karma's just rolling in and you just get lucky everywhere you go. So this is the luck factor.
Do you find that a lot with your life? That, karma is a very real and visceral thing, and what you put in, you get out?
I think karma essentially means cause and effect. And I'm kind of got a science background. I totally believe, every action is going to have a ripple effect and an action following that, and every scientist would probably agree as well. So yeah, I do find that. Like, if you're going to be generous, if you're going to do kind acts as best you can, you're going to obviously end up hanging out with people that are into that kind of thing as well. And so the good things come back to you, and all the people I speak to, including yourself, have that kind of experience as well.
What's your sort of regular spiritual practices?
Oh, one little thing that comes to mind, which you're a part of, is a little gratitude group that we've started on Facebook. We've got 400 people there sharing what they're grateful for every day. That's an example of a small spiritual practice if you want, a meaningful practice which helps you reflect not just on what's going bad every day, but just the small things that actually are making a positive difference.
Do you think gratitude is a real key? It's a real kind of tool?
I think, yes, I think it is. I think different things for different people. For some people it may have a stronger effect. For others, doing acts of kindness would be good. For others, it may be more important to meditate or to be a volunteer. There's lots of different things that can be done. And I think people have different strengths or different tendencies. And it's about finding what feels right for you. So for me, I love doing volunteering, I like gratitude, I very much like things like meditation, so I do more of that. For you, it'll probably be a slightly different mix. And every person's different, so I think part of the element which people don't talk about so much is reflecting what is it for you individually that really comes naturally to you, which really uplifts your spirit, and then making time to consciously do more of that.
Do you think stories are important?
No. The brain is a storytelling machine, so stories are really important. I think we talked about earlier, like decisions are an emotional process, not a logical, thinky type thing. So the decisions and the actions we take are based on the emotional part of the brain, and to be able to connect with people on an emotional level, you need to connect with them with stories. So stories are really, really important. We've all got stories running through our heads all the time which shape our decisions and our actions. And that's why stories can be so transformative. You can hear an amazing story and you're like, wow. And that changes you, because it changes your programming.
Not the need. Discover I don't want no other belief.